I know it's recording. I went to the range today and I shot an AR. After I frog lubed it, show you a couple things on it. Paint job. And I guess it shot okay. I was using, I was at Cabela's the other day as a reward for like going to the doctors, and they didn't have any deals that, that appealed to me, so I just bought a couple of boxes of steel Tula Russian ammo. This stuff is total crap. And I shot it today. I had earlier in the week polished the trigger on this thing, whereas it was gritty and was measuring in excess of 7 pounds as a trigger pull. I spent a couple of hours grinding the face of the trigger down, trying to get it as smooth as possible on an old Arkansas whetstone that I've been using on knives for years. And I worked on it and worked on it and worked on it and polished up a couple of other little spots, not real serious. The main thing was focusing on the face of the trigger. And by golly, by gosh, better make sure there's not a bullet in here. Got the trigger pulled down to a sweet, smooth, consistent 4.5 pounds. I also frog lubed it, so I haven't taken it apart yet. I only shot about 60 rounds. I'm sure I'll pull the bolt carrier group out just to see how cruddy it got. But we're supposed to be able to just wipe it off at this point. So I'm tickled with the way this thing is performing. Sweet, smooth, oh my god. Yeah. And then I shot the Badger. At 15 yards. I put that little 4-power scope on it that I did have. I had that scope on the AR, and as it is, it's a pretty long. The eye relief that I need optimally probably is 5 inches. The eye relief on the scope is about 3, but you don't want a long scope on it because you got to pull a hammer every time you fire this thing, and that was a longer scope would severely limit that. But what you can do is get you a nice cheek rest, and even though you can't get the entire sight picture, you have to come in like that in order to do it. You got enough so that you can put the crosshairs on and fire away. And it's just too much fun to shoot this. Let me show you what I did. I was zeroing it in at 15 yards, trying to get as tight as I could. And to really put the finishing touches on the zero. Here's the last groups that I shot. You can see, well, that's one ragged pole right there. No, take that back. That's the top. After scattering a bunch of crap around, started getting tighter, 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 and then this one right here, that's the 10-shot group. I'd say it's zeroed in. So I guess squirrels beware, huh? I had a really good time at the range. She only shot about, well, I shot about 60 rounds through each one. And that took up a good hour. It was very pleasant. Actually, for most of the time, I had my side of the range all to myself. So I was really able to concentrate. There wasn't any distractions at all. And that's what shooting guns is all about. Is that sense of keen concentration that is required in order for you to perform as a marksman. I find it to be very in keeping with my Buddhist practice, just like the Japanese, the samurai and their bows and arrows, and how accurate they were. I'm not exactly doing that sort of thing, but whenever I go to the range, I take what I'm doing fairly seriously. It's called precision shooting. One of these days soon, as soon as I can get about 50 more rounds of decent brass ammo, we'll take this bad boy to the outdoor range, zero it in at 50 yards with the 9-power scope that I've already got halfway zeroed in. Mounts up on there perfect. Got to take off the backside to do it, but looking forward to doing that. Happen within the next probably 10 days or so. By then we might get some nice cool fall weather to make the shooting even more pleasant. It was in the 90s today, and even though I'm always freezing to death, ostensibly that's hot. Strib.